to get my first opportunity to spend some time live on air with Adrienne, and I'm just the lucky guy who gets to present to you her brand new vintage collection. Here's what's happening. It's coming up in the next hour, but since Adrienne and I have never worked together, I'm breaking all the rules. I gotta make sure I keep her on her toes after all. So, we're giving you a sneaky peek. We are giving you a very quick presentation to see one of the brand new pieces from her hand-built from the ground up vintage collection. Each one is limited. Each one is planned to sell out today, and each one you will see in the next upcoming hour. There's only enough for that hour. This is the black enamel dome ring. It is absolutely stunning. It looks like vintage princess queen. I mean, this is not just vintage, this is like vintage royalty. Today it's available at a special price because it's part of the brand new collection. Today it's available on FlexPay for under $15 a month on your credit card. Enamel styling with beautiful colored stones is absolutely something that was aspirational 200 years ago and is still of the now.
Why not have a piece of jewelry that you haven't bought in the mall where there are thousands all over the country and world, and you see it over and over. These are almost individual pieces. We make so few, a couple of hundred of them. Each piece tells a story, and each piece makes your outfit.
Look at the sparkle of that stunning stone. I mean, that looks like the most perfect topaz. The color is sea rich, deep, and captivating.
And you know what? Pieces from the 30s, 40s, and 50s are so hard to find, if not impossible. So to be able to own something that existed then, you know, I'm a vintage shopper. I love vintage clothes, I love vintage jewelry, I love vintage everything. You can't find it. You go to the auctions and it's so expensive, and it doesn't have to be diamonds, Brett. It can be man-made jewels like this, but because they're so rare, it becomes so exceptional.
So there's a phenomenal story behind this specific piece, right? From a popular actress of the 40s. I mean, it really feels like couture old Hollywood.
Well, one of the biggest actresses in the world had a ring very similar to this and went to a party of another giant Hollywood actress, and these women were so glamorous, all they wanted to do was go in the kitchen and bake a cake because it just showed they were like real girls. So the first actress was baking a cake. The second biggest actress said, I will help you. Went in, and this is a true story, by the way, helped her bake the cake and lost her ring. They found the ring an hour later as somebody was eating their dessert.
Oh, it was in the cake?
The ring was literally in. It's one of the old Hollywood stories, real stories. One of the old Hollywood wonderful stories. So this ring really, to me, has a lot of meaning. Besides just being a Hollywood, well, you could wear it to bake a cake.
So here's what's happening. I want to give you a little behind the scenes details in our final 2 minutes. We have about 150 remaining as calls are coming in. It's available in sizes 5 through 10. This is not a ring that's ever been offered before, and it is a very limited edition capsule collection special piece. When you own this, you are one of very few who have a unique, one-of-a-kind vintage inspired piece. And we are going to be featuring all vintage, all new, totally exciting pieces in the next hour. But we know some of you have to head off to work. We know some of you have limited time with us. So this is a sneak peek. This is a first chance, first grab of one of the most iconic, most exciting pieces of Adrienne's brand new collection. So if you're with us right now, don't miss it. If you're not going to be with us the next hour, don't miss this. If this speaks to you, you won't see anything else like it.
And one of the most famous Hollywood stories of the most fabulous cocktail ring. And just look at it, how these vintage pieces, you just can't find them. If you look for vintage, a store has a name on it, vintage. Go in. They have one of each piece and gone. It's gone forever. And I shop vintage in Paris, in London, in Rome, in New York, in LA. Every vintage dealer knows me. I know every vintage dealer. I gotta tell you, there is nothing on earth than being an individualist. And this ring makes you that.
I love that.
So few of them.
And I love the styling. I mean, that starburst design makes the stones sparkle and pop. That black enamel, you know, across cultures. Enamel is a lost art form. And to be able to do it so well.
Well, the Russians did it, and then it was brought to the United States by the Russians after the revolution, and it was always so expensive. It's always been the biggest secret in the world.
Okay, so we will let you know when